Let's go. Let's go. What's going on? Soul Not For Sale podcast. This is episode some number because I'm always wrong whenever I say it. I noticed. I think it's 403. I'm gonna go with 403. It's 403. It's been a lot of episodes. Whole lot of episodes, and they're not stopping. Today we're doing a Joe Rogan clip. Him and Duncan Trussell talking about how Democrats have become these people who are just all about war and defeating Putin. You know, he must be defeated. He's the Dr. Claw. He's the Dr. Evil of their world. When we all know, really, it's Klaus Schwab, obviously. But they'll never talk about that. And then we're gonna move on to a Trump clip. Trump talking about how he would end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours. And just to see the interaction between him and this, I'm not even going to say journalist. I'm not even going to put it into quotes. She's not a journalist. She's just one of CNN's mouthpieces, mouthpiece for the establishment type person. I think her name's Caitlin Collins. Trump called her a nasty person, and justifiably so. But before I bring you those clips, let's jump over to the store real quick. Look at this here. We got the Great Resist. You guys have heard of the Great Reset. Check out the Great Resist instead. We don't eat crickets over here, so it's much more palatable over here. Check out also the Soul Not For Sale merchandise. I'm showing you the t-shirts because it's summer and it's hot outside. So get your t-shirts, or let's even go back one, or get your tank top. Get your tank top. If you got those guns for the gun show, get your tank top. Why not? Every single purchase helps us tremendously. And if you're one of the people who have made a purchase from the website, thank you so much. It means the world to us. That website is IamCoachColin.com. All one word. Let's go. Now let's get into this video real quick.
They're all united on this idea that they should continue. There's no one, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, like the Democrats are always anti-war. Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time where the Democrats are like wholesale buying the narrative, and we have to stop Putin. We have to support Ukraine. I mean, how many Democrat peaceful people that used to have syringes in their Twitter bio now have a Ukraine flag?
Right. Yeah. If you articulate just the general common sense reality that we don't want war.
We don't want war.
That we don't want anyone to die. I don't want Russians to die or Ukrainians to die. We want to elevate our species to the point where somehow we can get along with each other without like resorting to incinerating people.
And because the message is coming from Trump, people completely dismiss it. But did you see that interview with him where he said I would end the Ukraine war in a day?
Right.
And he said, do you not want Ukraine to win? Do you want Russia to win? He goes, no, I want people to stop dying.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. Dude.
It's perfect.
You're allowed to say that.
Let's find that, because they're playing gotcha on a subject. They're doing gotcha interview real quick. You don't have much time with them, so you got to get a gotcha. And they're doing this with a subject that literally has the fate of the world in front of it.
Right.
Because if nuclear war breaks out,
yeah,
because of all this,
yeah,
and these people are just flippantly supporting this continued conflict with no talk at all about some sort of a compromise.
Yeah.
Some sort of a conversation.
Anything. Or just starting a conversation. Just starting one.
Let's hear what he says.
If I were president, and I say this, I will end that war in one day. It'll take 24 hours. I know Zelensky well. I know Putin well. I would get that ended in a period of 24.
You can break that deal.
100%. It would be easy. That deal would be easy. A lot of it has to do with the money. A lot of it has to do with the military, that we're giving. But I would get that deal done within 24 hours. That war has to be stopped. That war is a disaster.
Final thought. Are you going to win next year?
Cool socks.
No, that's not.
A very good chance.
That's not the same interview. There was another interview. A woman was interviewing him.
I got it, Joe. Let me pull it up for you guys. Let me do my Jamie thing real quick. Let me just flip this around. Boom, there it is. That's what he's talking about. Let's get to this clip. They're only going to play a little bit of it. I'm just going to give you guys a good chunk of it so you really understand what Trump is trying to say. And you can see the disgusting interaction between him and this lady. Just a ridiculous lady.
If you were
I would sit down. Let me just put it a nicer way. If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours.
How would you settle that war in one day?
Because I'll meet with Putin, I'll meet with Zelensky. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. It'll be absolutely over.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people and breaking down this country. Now,
can I just follow up on that? You said you don't think in terms of winning and losing. Mr. President, can I just follow up on that because that's a really important statement
let me
that
just
you just
follow
made
up.
there. Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying, Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to do it.
But you won't say that you want Ukraine to win.
You know what I'll say? I'll say this. I want Europe to put up more money because they're in for 20 billion. We're in for 170, and they should be. And they should equalize. They have plenty of money. They should equalize. I got with NATO, when I sat down, I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars that they weren't paying under Obama and Bush and all of these other presidents. That's why they're able to help them fight the war because of the money I got. But I want Europe.
What's happening in Ukraine,
excuse me,
Mr.
I want Europe to put up more money because they're laughing at us. They think we're a bunch of jerks. We're spending $170 billion for faraway land, and they're right next door to that land, and they're in for 20. I don't think so.
When it comes to what's happening there, when you were in office, you said that you respected President Putin. Do you still respect him today?
He made a tremendous mistake. He was a smart guy, you know. I remember I said he was smart, she was smart.
What was his
he
mistake?
said President Xi of China, right, is smart. Okay, 1.5 billion people. He's the ruler of 1.5 billion people. I said, yeah, he's a smart guy. How dare he say he's smart? Of course he's smart. They want you to say he's a stupid person. Okay, he's not a stupid person. He's very smart. He's very cunning. And Putin made a bad mistake, in my opinion.
What was his mistake?
His mistake was going in. He would have never gone in if I was president. We used to talk about it there.
Do you believe that he is a war criminal?
What?
Do you believe that Putin is a war criminal? He's responsible for the deaths of thousands of Ukrainian men and women and
I think it's something that should not be discussed now. It should be discussed later. Because right now we have to get a war. If you say he's a war criminal, it's going to be a lot tougher to make a deal to get this thing stopped. Because if he's going to be a war criminal where people are going to go and grab him and execute him, he's going to fight a lot harder than he's fighting, you know, under the other circumstance. That's something to be discussed at a later date. Right now, we want to get that war settled. And I'm not talking about the money either. I'm talking about all the lives that are the number of people being killed in that war is far greater than you're hearing. When they blow up a city and those buildings come pouring down and then they say 2 people were injured, no, hundreds and thousands of people are being killed, and we have to get that war settled.
That's just amazing. Amazing. And him and RFK, they really do have a similarity in the sense of they deal with such adversarial, antagonizing people, and they just keep it together somehow. Because even right now, me watching that interaction, I'm like, like it's like he's decades older than you. He's a former president of the United States, and he's a presidential candidate. And the amount of disrespect she thinks it's okay to show just because it's Donald Trump is insane to me. It's so insane. And then again, back to Joe Rogan's point of the fact that these people are now these war supporting, like not only CNN showing it, not only are they supporting the war, they're trying to antagonize somebody who could be the president of the United States into saying that Putin is a war criminal. Then let's say he becomes the president of the United States. Now what's he going to do? Now all of a sudden Putin's going to hear this. He's going to have a person who's going to relay some kind of information if Trump says that he's a war criminal. And the next thing you know, they have this terrible relationship. And now when he tries to work something out with him, it's going to be much harder. Like Trump said it himself. If I say he's a war criminal, he's going to be fighting a lot harder then, like, as soon as I say it, than he is right now. Like, what are you guys trying to do right now? And it's just flabbergasting to me. Flabbergasting how they're so into supporting this war and pouring gasoline on it as well. And honestly, that is what someone else said. I'm going to play the rest of the clip in a second. That is what someone said about RFK Jr., because when he was on Rogan, he actually called Putin a monster and a thug, and I think he might even said war criminal. I'm not 100% sure, but he called them names. If RFK becomes president, that's not going to be good. You notice how Trump knew to call the emperor, is it emperor or president of China? He called him a smart guy. He made sure to call him a smart guy, made sure to call Putin a smart guy, made sure to say that him and Zelensky both have strengths, both have weaknesses. Like, he stayed very diplomatic, very intelligent by Mr. Trump there. President Trump in some people's books. But yeah, just ridiculous the way that they're going on about this whole thing. Let's play the rest of the clip. Joe Rogan, Duncan Trussell talking about war and how terrible it is. But I just wanted to say that because that lady is just so terrible. Such a terrible lady. It makes so much sense why President Trump called her a nasty person. She's just being nasty the whole time, interrupting the whole time. If I met President Trump, if I had the opportunity to sit down with him like that, I would do exactly what Rogan did with RFK Jr. Let him talk. I want to hear what he has to say. The people need to hear what he has to say. They don't need you interrupting and trying to antagonize him and trying to throw him off and trying to upset him. It's ridiculous. CNN, Rogan has said it and I'll say it. It's like a propagandist company. It's so weird the way that they operate now. It's so odd the way they choose to operate in front of the entire country. Not everybody's stupid. People can see what you're doing. Jeez. Let's get into it.
Believe, and she asked, I think it was a woman, asked if he wanted Russia to win. It was some weird gotcha interview. He said, I want people to stop dying. Yeah, this is it. That's the CNN thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just put it a nicer way. If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours.
How would you settle that war in one day?
First, I'll meet with Putin. I'll meet with Zelensky. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. It'll be absolutely over.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people and breaking down this country.
So I paraphrased it. I fucked it up. But that's essentially his answer. I think maybe even after that, he might have actually said, I want people to stop dying.
It's crazy that that's a controversial statement. Yeah, and it's crazy that people can't, like, because he's saying it,
right? They
invalidate it.
Exactly.
It's so weird. Like, that you know, like the truth, the idea is there's the truth, and that it doesn't matter, like, if it's coming out of, like, a radio that has, like, woven into it human skull fragments that Manson owned the radio. It doesn't matter. If the radio is spewing truth, that's truth. It's truth. I always thought that was sort of the general consensus, like, among people who were sane, was it's not good to blow each other up. And I get it. It's like, okay, well, then what about when invasions happen? What about when land grabs happen, when some new creepy imperialism happens or Hitler happens or whatever? What about that? But, like, look at the fucking letter. Gandhi wrote a letter to Hitler. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
You know, like, the idea is, like, you just try. It's, like, worth trying. Like, get people to talk, hang out, sit down. Even if you can't fail worse than war.
Right.
So any attempt at, like, stopping a war without World War III or violence or whatever. It's glorious. Even if it fails, even if it makes you look like a weak, pathetic piece of shit, long term, you're going to look great if you were a peacemaker in the world versus a Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
The Lindsey Grahams, man, history does not look at them in a kind way.
No, they're the evil characters. When you watch a YouTube video on 9/11, it's these people behind the scenes. It's these people that lie about weapons of mass destruction. It's like there's like a type of person that you see that gets into office, and there's this shameless politician aspect of them that just gives me the creeps.
Dude,
It gives me the creeps when
spooky.
anybody talks like that about war, because it's so consequential. Everything's on the line. Humanity's on the line. Civilization's on the line. The future of your children's on the line. Everything's on the line.
Everything's on the line, definitely. So, just wanted to, give you the context with the clip of Trump and that nasty lady talking, and then, Duncan Trussell. It's amazing because Duncan is one of Joe's more liberal friends. I would say he's probably more on the Democratic side, maybe a little bit libertarian, but seems like he's very liberal. And even he has the same opinion as Trump. It's so weird that, and it shows that this whole thing is about something more than just justice and triumph when it comes to the whole Ukraine-Russia thing. There's something else going on, because it's not a crazy statement to say that you just want people to stop dying. But for some reason, right now it is. But here's the thing. What happens if people stop dying? What happens if people continue dying? Well, in my mind, if people continue to die, certain people, and I don't know who, but I assume somebody has to continue making money. And I assume that America has to keep sending Ukraine more money, more than the $113 billion that they've already sent. So it goes up to 120, 150, possibly even $150 billion, maybe even $250 billion. Who knows? If people stop dying, no money gets sent over because it's done. And also, whoever, I don't know who, but whoever is possibly financially benefiting from this no longer gets the benefit. So when you see one side, and again, Lindsey Graham is Republican and he's all about this war. So, I can't really say that it's just a left or right thing, but primarily left. I will say that more people on the left than on the right supporting this war continuing. When you see one side wanting this, and there is some kind of financial benefit, I don't know. I think I just answered my own question. I don't know. But just like the video. Like the video, it helps so much. Hit that like button. It's somewhere around there. You know where it is. You can see it better than I can. Hit that like button. It helps us tremendously. Helps boost us out of the shadow realm of darkness. So if you could do that, that'd be great. If you want to share it, that's amazing too. YouTube told me last week that like thousands of people shared my videos, and I had no idea that happens at all. So thank you to those people who do that just all the time. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means to me. Other than that, let me know in the comments. What do you think's going on? What do you think's going on? What do you think's going on? You just watched all that. What do you think's going on? Let me know. Other than that, I am out.